If you want your kids playing together rather than fighting over whose turn it is, or you just want to play some games with your kids, this is the video for you. And bonus, they are all physical games, so you can buy them and wrap them, put them under the tree, or hand it to them for their birthday. While we do have a decent amount of Switch exclusive games, I've done my best to get you a bunch of other games that are available on other platforms if you don't have a Switch. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny is a great game for children, especially if they are Nicktoons fans. This smashes up a bunch of the worlds from the cartoons and lets you play as a bunch of the characters like SpongeBob and Susie Carmichael and the Ninja Turtles. It is not super difficult, so it's easy for people to hop in. I think the most difficult part about this one is that you may need to read in order to be able to use the equipment system. I'm going to list on the bottom of the screen what platforms these are available on and how many players they support. Plus, I'll be adding YouTube affiliate links so you can just click on it and go buy it if you find a game you're interested in, or I'll also have Amazon affiliate links in the description. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a fantastic 2D platformer that supports up to 4 players. It has some great accessibility options for kids that are struggling with the platforms that make it so they won't take damage and stuff, and this is absolutely a great one to play with them. It supports up to 4 players, it's very colorful and fun and wacky, and I highly recommend it. On a slightly cheaper note, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is a very similar game, it's just a lot older. You might be able to find this one for cheaper, pick it up on Facebook Marketplace, or maybe even in my links it might be cheap, I don't know. It's definitely not as good as this one, but if you did pick up this one and enjoy it, this is a great one. If you picked up this one and enjoyed it, this is a great one. Sackboy: A Big Adventure is a PlayStation and PC exclusive, but is probably one of my favorite games on this list. This is a 3D platformer that has a lot of levels that move to music. It's got a whole yarn world that you get to explore. It's super cute, super fun, and definitely a great one to play with your kids if you're looking for a game to enjoy with them, or a game for them to enjoy on their own. It's got a bunch of different mechanics that never get tiring. Mario Kart is always a great one. It is just a straight up kart racer. They pick their favorite Mario character, their favorite kart. They get to choose the little specific designs of their kart, and then they get to race around colorful tracks and shoot shells at each other and dodge around bananas and stuff. It's never been my favorite game because I'm not huge on kart racers, but kids love Mario Kart. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you can get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you have a Nintendo Switch 2, you can get Mario Kart World, which is the newest one, but it's also expensive. TMNT Shredder's Revenge is an absolutely fantastic beat 'em up reminiscent of arcade games back in the day. It's super fun and lets you play as all of the Ninja Turtles and April as well. This one actually supports up to 6 players locally, which is a lot. It's super fun one to play with your kids. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's a beat 'em up, so they just get to keep going and trying until they get better and better. Definitely one I would recommend. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles Unleashed is another Ninja Turtles game. This one supports up to 2 players. It is not our favorite as adults. It had a lot of interaction with the other Ninja Turtles and with your father and with April. A lot of story involved in this one, a lot of cutscenes that kids might enjoy that my wife and I didn't enjoy as adults, but hey, it's, this is for children. Mario Party is ever popular. These games are like board games, but with video games mixed in. Your kids get to play on a board, and then every now and then they have a little mini game where they have to compete against each other to see who can win and get more coins that then helps you win the board game itself. Super Mario Party Jamboree is the newest one. It is probably the best one out there right now. However, Mario Party Superstars is another great Mario Party game. There was one that came before this called Super Mario Party that not a lot of people loved. I've never played it, but these two, if you get one of these two, you are all set. People like these ones a lot. My only problem with them is that our 4-year-old constantly needs to ask us what's being said and we have to read it out loud to him. Bluey the video game is a game I have no interest in and no experience with, but it lets you play with 4 players in the world of Bluey as Bluey characters in specific locations from the Bluey TV show. My son loves Bluey, and if I had $40 to spend on it, I would, but it's not worth $40 to me. But if you're trying to make them really happy, this might be a great one to get them and play with them. The Smurfs Dreams is a pretty good 3D platformer that a lot of kids are going to enjoy. I played this one with my 4-year-old, and while he struggled at some points, he was pretty good at most points, especially because it has a teleport feature for them to teleport to the other player. It takes you through the Smurf world, going through other Smurfs' dreams, trying to rescue them from a cursed sleep that they have fallen into. It's a lot of fun. It's not quite as good as Sackboy: A Big Adventure, but if you're looking for something that's not on PlayStation, this is a good one. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is another fantastic 3D platformer. I didn't enjoy this one quite as much as the Smurfs, but it does support up to 4 players all at once, and it's a Mario game. So if your kids are huge on Mario, this is a great one for them to all play together. The game was originally released on the Wii U, so they re-released it on the Switch, and with that re-release, they added a whole new game mode that only supports 2 players, but it's a new game mode for you to experience and enjoy as well. Lego games are fantastic for kids, and they come in so many different varieties. Right here we've got Lego Marvel, which takes you through a whole bunch of superheroes. This is actually a collection of 3 different games that we got really cheap. We've got the Lego Harry Potter, so they can play through all of the Harry Potter stories. And we've got Lego Star Wars that takes you through all of the Star Wars movies. All 3 of these are great and support 1 to 2 players, but there are so many other Lego games out there. There's Lego The Hobbit, there's Lego The Incredibles, there's Lego There's Lego pretty much whatever you want, so look it up and just check on the back of the case to make sure that it says it supports 1 to 2 players, because there is a couple of Lego games that are not multiplayer, but the majority of them are. Game Builder Garage is an interesting one. This is actually a single player game, but it lets you design your own games and build your own games, and it teaches you how to do that. So you can actually build multiplayer games to play together, just little short micro games for the most part. I've got a video about some of the multiplayer games that people made on this one, but your kids could also sit down together and one of them have the controller and they can talk about the kind of things they want to design and how they might do it. Very Valet is absolutely hilarious. It is a great game for kids and adults alike, and even to play together. It supports up to 4 players, and you basically hop in little cars as Muppet-esque characters, and there are really wonky physics that make the cars go all over and you can drift everywhere, and you're playing as valets trying to return the cars, but you're gonna have to get on catapults and stuff to launch the cars across different places. It is hectic, crazy fun that is easy to enjoy. This one is on multiple platforms, but I think there's only a physical for the Nintendo Switch. WarioWare Get It Together is one of our absolute favorite games. It supports 1 to 2 players and is filled with quick little micro games where you have 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 seconds to figure out what you need to do quickly and do it. It has a really wonky story with Wario in the game, and it's a lot of fun. It might be a little bit more challenging for younger kids that don't have quick reflexes of figuring out what they need to do when presented with it, but definitely some slightly older kids will really enjoy this one. Just Dance is always a hit. If you don't just want your kids just sitting down playing video games, this one will get them up and active, dancing to the latest songs. Right here we have 2020 and 2017. It basically takes all of the popular songs from that year and combines them into a game and then gives you dances to those games. Now we have these for the Switch. You can use the Switch Joy-Con motion controls to do all of the dances. These are available on other platforms, but I think if you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, you probably need some kind of camera to track your movement. Miraculous Paris Under Siege is another game that I have no interest in and no experience with, but if you have a big fan of Miraculous, this might be a fun one for them to play as. They get to play as the Miraculous characters, they get to go around the Miraculous world and fight miraculous enemies. It supports 1 to 2 players and might be fun for them. I have no idea, I've never played it. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, however, I have played, and it is a ton of fun. Now, this one does have a decent amount of single-player content in it, but you can choose which levels you're playing, so they can always choose to play the multiplayer levels and leave the single-player levels for another time when they're not playing together. While this is a great game, Player 2 is not quite as cool as Player 1. Player 1 gets a lot of really cool abilities, so if your kids are playing together, maybe they're gonna need to swap off who's Player 1 and who's Player 2 occasionally in order to stop the fights from happening. I don't know how contentious your family gets, but my wife and I both had to swap off who was Player 1 and who was Player 2 just to really enjoy this game. It's also a great one for a parent to play with one of their younger kids, so that's a good one. Lego Party. If Mario Party interested you, but you don't have a Nintendo Switch, Lego Party is fantastic. We actually enjoy Lego Party more than Mario Party. This one is fully voice acted. You don't have to worry about reading things to your kids. They are told everything that they need to know to play. It's also really fun to play as an adult. The games are really fun. There is full narration where it's basically like game show hosts and they say a lot of funny things in it. We really enjoyed Lego Party. It's available on all consoles, so if you're looking for a Mario Party-esque game or something better than Mario Party, Lego Party's your game. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled used to be our suggestion for a Mario Kart replacement on other platforms. It is a fun racer with the Crash Bandicoot characters, if you're familiar with them. It's a pretty good one. It supports up to 4 players if your kids are into kart racers. If you don't have a Nintendo Switch for Mario Kart, this is a good one. But another one that they might enjoy is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. A lot of people have been saying this one's better than the newest Mario Kart. I don't know how true it is. I haven't played it, but it takes these Sonic characters and meshes them with a whole bunch of other characters. Even Minecraft is shoved in there as a world that you can drive through and a character that you can play as. Again, this is one that I have not played, but it supports up to 4 players and people seem to really love it. Minecraft Dungeons is a family-friendly Diablo-esque game where you get to play with up to 4 players, wandering through the top-down world of Minecraft, gathering loot and slaying monsters. It looks super fun. I personally haven't played it yet, but it is on my list of games to play. And if your kids are fans of Minecraft, it is a great one. If your kids are fans of slaying monsters and getting loot, it is a good one. And it's probably a fun one to play with them as well. Yoshi's Crafted World is very kid friendly. This takes you through a yarn cardboard world area. It's really cute. It supports up to 2 players and it's pretty easy and simple. So if you have 2 kids that want to play a fun little 2D platformer together, this is a great one to pick up for them. Minecraft is one of my favorite games. I personally prefer to play it on a computer, but if you want your kids to play it together with split screen, they can play with up to 4 players on Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation, all together on split screen. It is a fantastic, fun time, and I would definitely recommend this one. It is an all-time game in my book, and it's one of the best-selling games in the world. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a game that I have never been a big fan of, but man, is the world crazy about it. This one takes a whole bunch of different Nintendo characters and other characters and puts them into a fight together. So this is a 2D fighting game where your kids get to fight one another. Maybe it's going to create fights in the home. I don't know. I've never really enjoyed it, but that's because I'm not good at it. A lot of people love this game and is highly recommended, and I do remember having fun playing it at friends' houses growing up. At least the older Super Smash Bros., not the newest one for the Nintendo Switch. Paw Patrol World is another one of those games that I have not played and have no interest in, but if you have a fan of Paw Patrol in the house, this might be a great one for them. It supports 1 to 2 players and lets you play as Paw Patrol characters in the Paw Patrol world. I don't have a lot more to say about that. It's a Paw Patrol game. So there you go. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is a 2-player Pokemon game. This one is very simplistic. If you're used to other Pokemon games, this one is probably the simplest there is out there, and player 2 gets to join in on all of the fights and everything and gets to walk along behind you, but player 1 is ultimately in charge. It does have the fun feature of letting them use their Joy-Con to actually throw Pokeballs in the game. That's how you catch the Pokemon. And you can actually buy a Pokeball accessory. I don't know if they really sell it anymore, but there is a Pokeball accessory that also lets you throw Pokeballs to catch the Pokemon in the game. Rabbids Party of Legend is another Mario Party-esque game, except this one doesn't actually have you playing on a board. It's mostly just a whole bunch of party games that you get to play together. It supports up to 4 players. My wife absolutely loves this game and games like it, and it's really fun for kids to all play together and experience the wackiness that comes when you have a whole bunch of little games combined into one. Kirby Star Allies is a fairly easy Kirby game where you all get to play as your own Kirby. It's pretty easy, so we didn't love it ourselves as adults, but definitely for kids, this is a great one to pick up. They get to experience all of the wonderful little magic tricks that Kirby has when he inhales the different items in the game. Portal Knights is a Minecraft-esque game that lets you explore a blocky pixel world, but it gives you a little bit more of that fantasy gameplay where you have 3 different classes to play as and more of a story to it than Minecraft. If you have a kid that really enjoys Minecraft, they might enjoy playing this one, and it supports 1 to 2 players on a console. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is an old Game Boy game that got remade and brought to Nintendo Switch, and with that they added 2 players to it. So you can play this game together. It is a little bit more of a tricky puzzle platformer that really young kids might have a hard time with, but slightly older kids are probably going to enjoy. Rayman Legends is a beautiful 2D platformer that does a lot of levels to music, so it's really fun. You're going through these 2D levels trying to rescue these little creatures and save them and whatnot. You can play with up to 4 players. It is a little bit more of a challenging 2D platformer, so I wouldn't really recommend it for very young kids, but those slightly older kids probably going to enjoy this one. Everything I just said about Rayman Legends applies to these 2 games as well. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is the newest in the series, the latest in the series with the best mechanics and everything, but Donkey Kong Country Returns is the latest remake. These are both remakes. They released on older consoles, this one on the Wii, this one on the Wii U, and they were both brought to the Switch. They both are fairly difficult 2D platformers that some older kids might enjoy, but younger kids might have some challenge with. The next games that I want to talk about are actually for you and your partner. This playlist right here will talk about some of the best games money can buy for couples to play together. Whether you're looking for something cozy or something really exciting and fun, you need to try this. It is a fantastic date night. My wife and I have been playing video games together for years, so go check out this playlist and enjoy something together with your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it is. I hope you enjoy. We love you guys. Y'all are awesome.